Starting and stopping, starting and stopping. How many times have you started and stopped something in the past year, as long as your memory can serve you? I know when it comes to this YouTube, I am guilty of that. And hopefully, this is the beginning of the end. I have been starting and stopping, trying for like the past 3 years, which is absolutely ridiculous, to get this YouTube consistent again. All right. I found the good thing though is that by at least attempting to try, you realize what isn't working for you. Maybe you just need to abandon the goal altogether, or maybe you need to find a rhythm, a format that suits you. And for me, when it comes to YouTube content, all the dynamic stuff is just not my strong point. I love a good sit down type of content, minimal edits, minimal cuts. And maybe with time, as I get into my own groove, you will see more. But back in during the pandemic, which was a different time, and maybe let's be honest, it's old age, right? But for some reason, back then, I was able to sit down and add in all these things. And it wasn't even that much things. So let's be real, it wasn't that much, but it did lend to visual interest and finish to your video. However, I am noticing that if I can enjoy a video with minimal cuts, animations, things to keep you interested, then I know there's definitely an audience for it. And at this season in my career, I am only really focused and locked in on you. You being the people who are interested in the substance of what I have to offer versus all of the tactics. And granted, the tactics have a place and a point and a purpose because it's all part of strategy and intention and marketing tricks that really do work. They do work and they do have a role because of how it taps in or hijacks psychology, human psychology of the brain to get you to stop and pay attention, right? And in this age of short form content, I know not just short form content, but the fact that there's so much more content out there, it's even more competitive. Attention is the currency. I'm sure you may have heard that. Attention is definitely the currency. Anyway, I don't know about you, but I know about me. And I have so many reasons that I won't get into today why I just really want to show up more here on YouTube. And if I had to sum it up into one word, it would be substance over hype. Yeah, it's just a moment of silence to let that land. Substance over hype. One thing I want to be super vulnerable about that I don't hear people talking about enough, and online business and online content has been around long enough that it just can't be me alone. I am looking at myself in this video and I am seeing grace. And I have been on the internet streets creating content for the purpose of business for at least 10 years now. This year is my 10-year anniversary, and many of us, especially my colleagues, this is the 10-year mark, right? And one thing I don't see people talking about enough is aging in front of the camera. It is a whole other level of mind. I would not curse on this video right now, but it really throws you. 1 minute you are creating a video and you don't see certain lines, certain wrinkles, or certain extra skin in some areas. Like for me, my subconscious areas here. And 1 minute it's not there, next minute it is there. And that really affects you from showing up online. I know for me. And I was talking with just a brief exchange with a old colleague, and he actually mentioned the same thing. And if men can go through this means that I feel as though it hits women even more. And I am team age gracefully, but I didn't think it would hit me this way. And granted, I'm not quite up there yet, but I have seen the changes in my face. And sometimes it's just not as easy to create low lift content. It isn't as easy to just whip out your phone while you're in bed and give a hot take. And you're just like, whoa, I need to put a little more effort into my appearance as I'm getting up there in the numbers. So I just wanted to release that today and validate anybody else who might be going through this, because I don't feel like we talk about this enough in terms of how it prevents us from showing up online. Wait, hold up. Coffee break. Now we can resume. It's hard enough as it is already for women. There's extra pressure, societal pressure, when it comes to our appearances. Like, there's just extra steps that we have to take that men don't. I'm sorry. The biggest struggle men have is a haircut. And even without a haircut, society doesn't care. We're very forgiving. And you can show up, say what you have to say, especially if it's something of substance, and keep it pushing. We have to make sure our nails are done, especially if you're doing this type of video and you talk with your hands. So you have to be mindful of that. You have to be mindful of your hair. You have to be mindful of, some of us, we like to have our lashes. So granted, that might be an extra thing, but it helps, right? And when you look good, you feel good, and it affects how you show up in your content. So there's that. We have to at least put on a bit of powder and makeup, and don't have this extra baggage to deal with. I talk about this with my male colleagues all the time. There's such a lower barrier to entry for content creation than it is for women. There have many of the times when I have a hot take, or you just have that momentary moment of passion that just doesn't hit the same way than when you write it in your notes app and you script it out and you're like, okay, I'm going to record that later. It just doesn't flow the same way. And there is a benefit in just being able to, like, whip out your camera and say what you have to say. And that's be mainly geared towards, short form content, TikTok, Instagram. And plenty of people, they show up as they are, and that's great for them. But it doesn't change the fact that we still need to look presentable, because this, being online, being on video, is the equivalent of leaving your house, right? So plenty times, as much as there's a time and place for just showing up as you are, doing your face, your makeup, whatever. Plenty of times I am thinking about, what if this video does really well? I make a really good point and I want to post this on LinkedIn. I don't want to be in my pajamas on LinkedIn, right? So that's just an example. But the point is, you still want basic hygiene effort into your presentation of yourself when showing up on camera. Anyway, all of that to say, I just want to validate those of you who have been on here for a while, or you've been creating content for a while, and you are having a hard time showing up creating content without putting on a filter. And that's the other thing. Filters have made it harder, because you might have been just using like a softening filter, and then you decide, hey, I don't want to use filters, but I'm also not as young as I used to be. And you are seeing certain things that you weren't seeing before. And it now kind of contradicts, like, I really don't want to use the filter to feel good about myself, but I need to process this new me that's emerging. And it's getting comfortable again in your own skin. You are changing, you are evolving. For me, I needed to sit with that, because I look back at my old videos and it's like, oh, I wish I could just look like that again. it's just really a mind thing that just kind of keeps you back from showing up sometimes. So I just wanted to put that out there. But this is my reintroduction, so to speak. I did do a podcast episode. You can go check that out. But moving forward, you will be noticing content that reflects the focus of my business and my agency going forward. It just looks a little bit different in terms of where I want to focus on, coincides with me showing up on YouTube, meaning less focus on performing for algorithms. So I would say I'm going back, but I am sort of refocusing my attention to my beginnings, which was websites, website strategy, with some branding, right? Branding will always be the a core guiding factor of the brand, but greater emphasis on website strategy and optimizing it so that you have clients coming to you, finding you, so that you could take off the pressure of having to perform on social media. The fact of the matter is, every business owner should not have to turn into this content creator, or at least have to feel like they have to create content in a way that is not sustainable for them. It's just not for everyone. And I think it's time we finally validate the fact that there are many new business owners, especially older women, who are starting certain businesses, service based businesses, and social media just doesn't align for them. And I am tired of this rhetoric that we constantly have to feel like we have to do whatever is the flavor of the month or the week, because that's how quickly social media changes. It is exhausting. And Lord knows, as someone who is much better at it than the average person, I could only imagine how you all feel, because I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. Just honestly, especially as I grow old gracefully, I don't want to be performing and constantly on. Like, no, there has to be a better way. There needs to be better systems put in place for your marketing to attract your ideal client and have them eventually come into your community and convert and be a client or customer, because at the end of the day, you have something of value to offer them and they are searching for it. So that bridge in between is what that space in between is what we're looking to bridge. And we are trying to help our ideal people. Like, we have this thing here for people that they need, that they're searching for, even if they don't know what it is yet. And that's our job, to help close the gap for what our people are looking for and to help them find it and give them that amazing gift that you have to offer, aka your service, aka your product. All right, so that is what is to come. A greater focus there. I will be talking a lot more that reflects website strategy, as well as some branding and everything that is related to that. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I can't wait to come back with much more value-packed content right here on this YouTube channel. So if you are discovering me for the first time, be sure to subscribe. And if you are not new around here and you're already subscribed, connect with me over on LinkedIn and Instagram, and see you for the next video.